The success of any undertaking is proportional to the efforts made on a project planning phase. This is the moment when teams define the main objectives and the scope of work required to achieve them. All crucial planning points then make up a plan. In this video, we are going to make a general overview of the issues a project plan tackles, provide you with a 7-step guide to a robust project plan, and consolidate the material covered by practically visualizing a project on a Gantt chart. A well-prepared plan should consecutively answer the following questions. The why question is supposed to point out the reasons why a project is sponsored and the problem it addresses. What is about the essence of your project, the exact results you are planning to achieve, and the scope of work required. Additionally, the plan must consider who is involved in the project, including their roles, responsibilities, and even the way they're going to be organized. And finally, the when question. It determines general timeframes, deadlines, and overall timeline of the project. Now that we've outlined a general picture, let's see the actual planning steps. Even though there isn't a universal plan that fits every project, there are some common patterns to be referred to. Successful planning should start with communication with the team about goals, participants, tasks, and other crucial issues. There should be perfect clarity about responsibilities for any given task, resources required, deliverables, deadlines, and so on. Moreover, this issue should be addressed during the entire project implementation stage. Remember, communication is the key to successful management, and do not doubt its importance. As per Project Management Institute, 80% of employees spend half of their work week on rework caused by poor communication. In a project, there is always a number of stakeholders whose expectations have to be met. They can be direct or indirect, with more or less significant impact respectively. In order to avoid misconceptions on further steps, it's highly recommended to define all the parties involved in advance and consider their needs right in the planning phase. Conduct interviews with key stakeholders. It will help to realize the requirements and goals that have to be achieved. During interviews, a manager realizes what problem is addressed by the project and why it is actually sponsored. Obviously, defining the scope is the most important stage. The plan basics are pointed out and discussed here. Justification, product description, acceptance criteria, objectives and deliverables, exclusions, constraints, assumptions, cost estimates, and some others. All direct and indirect stakeholders should come to a complete understanding and agreement during this stage. As soon as it is accomplished, all those points make up a project scope statement. As a result, this step not only implies crucial moments to agree upon, but also diminishes any risks of misunderstandings that may lead to scope creep. When we speak about a project team, a project manager's duty is to assign tasks to everyone involved. Team members should know their roles and set of responsibilities. And of course, each task should have a definite number of participants. As soon as a manager defines roles and responsibilities for team participants, the next step is to set work duration for each task, with start and end dates. Additionally, here managers set milestones and critical paths to control the implementation. To say in general, this is work with a timeline. You could describe all the details on a piece of paper or in a simple spreadsheet, however, it would be ineffective and quite cumbersome. With the right solution, you will be able to use your project plan not only as a static schedule, but also as a flexible tool that facilitates calculations and adapts to the changing circumstances. Therefore, we are approaching to the next point. What online software to use for project scheduling? GanttPRO is an effective online Gantt chart maker for scheduling timelines. This app enables you to create tasks and manage their start and end dates with simple drag and drop. The length of the bars illustrates the duration of the tasks. You can also track progress using percentage or statuses. Set dependencies between events to see how one event affects the others, The auto-scheduling feature enables a high level of flexibility and ability to adapt your project plan to the changes right underway. Track deadlines and set milestones to keep in mind all significant events. You can also easily see everyone involved in the project, along with the resources they need. Just invite your team, assign tasks, and track costs by setting rates and units. Discover the critical path feature that shows the shortest time needed for project completion. To streamline the planning process, you can take advantage of GanttPRO templates tailored for software development, education, construction, manufacturing, retail, and other industries. You can try out GanttPRO with a 14-day free trial and experience how much easier and more effective your project planning can become. The final and one of the most critical steps is risk management. It is highly recommended to define what can go wrong on every step. Experienced manager not only assesses risks, but also creates plans of how to handle them in case they occur. Their team should also know possible reactions to any changes. Here's an approximate list of the risks you can face upon the execution. Overly optimistic expectations about time and cost, unclear requirements and needs, unclear roles and responsibilities, changes in requirements, budget cuts, poor communication, and more. There are no two identical projects. One can be perfect with no risks and delays. The other can fail even with the same inputs. Plan will change, risk will occur. But what will definitely maximize predictability is a detailed project plan along with its effective visualization. Then, even such challenging things can bring fun and joy.